Document dumped by the Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee. The House sent out hundreds of pages, and we're learning more about perhaps the deep state at the Department of Justice and at the FBI. Because in this document dump, they admitted that the FBI was ordered, Lisa Page, remember her, the FBI attorney, she admitted the FBI was ordered by the Barack Obama Department of Justice not to consider charging Hillary Clinton for gross negligence in handling intelligence, which is classified. Remember, in an early draft of what James Comey was, he was accusing Hillary Clinton of being grossly negligent. Well, gross negligence can be punished with prison time, but they changed it to extremely careless. And Page testified that there was conversations between the Department of Justice and the FBI about how to get her off the hook, essentially.
Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee, they released transcripts, hundreds of pages of these transcripts from that hearing with the Judiciary Committee. And this is what one of them said, to your point, when she was ordered not to charge Hillary Clinton. She says, "We had multiple conversations with the Justice Department about bringing a gross negligence charge. And that's, as I said, the advice that we got from the department was that they did not think that it was constitutionally vague and not sustainable." Then Congressman Ratliff says, when you say advice you got from the department, you're making it sound like it was the department that told you you're not going to charge gross negligence because we're the prosecutors and we're telling you we're not going to. And she says, that's correct.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is from Congressman Collins, who actually was on the radio with me and says, in 45 minutes, I'm going to release more transcripts. If you like last week's, this is Lisa Page Day. So we found out Lisa Page is going to release all this, and it's, you talk about, it's about 350 pages. Now, the big question for me was, what's about this insurance policy that we discussed in Andy's office? Andy McCabe doesn't seem to remember in his book tour what they discussed with an insurance policy as relates to the presidency of the United States. Now, if I'm to believe Lisa Page in what she says, and if I'm to understand the summary in which I read, it is essentially Lisa Page is saying Crossfire Hurricane was an investigation into a possible Russian infiltration into the Trump campaign. They say, being that we didn't think he was going to win, we could take our time. But in the event that you die because you're 40, before you're 40, we have an insurance policy where I guess it's an accelerated investigation into something that they admit in this copy and in this cross-examination they knew very little about.
The scary thing is just the fact that this essentially lays bare. It sounds like there was a deep state. We've heard about that for a while, but think about this. There's this FBI investigation looking into things, but it's the Department of Justice. It's Barack Obama's Department of Justice telling the FBI not to charge her, which, you know, the way the Department of Justice is who decides anyway. It's the FBI that just does the investigating.
Here's Doug Collins.
The president has been unfairly attacked from the moment he was elected in November 2016 on many fronts. And now we're beginning just to see the vast scope of what most of us knew, that Ms. Clinton was treated completely differently than what we ended up seeing President Trump being treated. And that's just wrong. This just shows that there's a two-tier system, and we're going to say we're going to get this out, and we're going to put it in ways that people can easily understand, not a large dump, but we're going to take it methodically as we go, as we get them cleared, and we're going to get them out to the American people.
The big question is, how high up did it go? And that is ultimately what everybody wants to know.
And with that mobile probe, John Roberts reporting yesterday, the word is it's coming out this week. He says, I don't necessarily believe it, but there's a lot of noise about it coming out.
Right.
So maybe we'll get some more answers.
I heard from down in Washington there's a possibility that as soon as Mr. Manafort is sentenced, it could be dropped right then.
He's probably adding toner in his copier right now.